truck is powered by 3 Westinghouse jet engines. Each one of these engines were developed to use in a Navy fighter. Each one of these engines develops about 6,300 pounds of static thrust and about 12,000 horsepower at the speed of sound. In theory, and only theory of course, because the truck couldn't take it or this old driver couldn't handle it, but this truck has enough power to run over 2,000 miles an hour. Everybody always asks me what it feels like to sit in this truck at the starting line and what you think about. I really don't know how to answer that because I don't know how to compare it to anything else I've ever done. I know the feeling going down the racetrack must be something like the clown experiences when he gets shot out of a cannon there at the circus. The only difference is as soon as he leaves the barrel of the cannon, he slows down and we keep right on accelerating. And as far as what it feels like going down there, or what it looks like, I don't know because I'm so scared I keep my eyes shut.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the most incredible drag racing vehicle you'll ever want to see. This is the one you came to watch. Out of Galena, Kansas, Mr. Lester Shockley. They call him Shockwave. In just a minute, you're going to find out why. He's about ready to drive his Peterbilt racing truck, powered by not 1, not 2, but 3 Westinghouse J34 jet engines out of Navy Banshee fighter jets. Unbelievable is the only way to describe it. Each engine producing 8,000 pounds of thrust. Each engine producing 16,000 horsepower. What you are seeing is 48,000 horsepower of jet engines getting ready to propel the jet truck down the quarter mile. Ladies and gentlemen, how about that for a fire show? Raw fuel being dumped into the afterburner. He gets the ignition in, makes fire, fire, and more fire. Shooting out the afterburners of the jet. Shooting out the chrome stocks on top of the truck. The most powerful vehicle ever built anywhere in the world. And made it do one thing. Travel the quarter mile as fast as it possibly can. Shockley doing the burner pop, the fire show. Testing everything, making sure everything is A-OK for the blast he's going to go down the quarter mile. Raw fuel on fire, shooting out of that tailpipe. Shockley bringing that 6-ton Peterbilt to the starting line. Let's Shockley all the way through. Red engine 4.
This is Carl Moyer, mild-mannered car dealer by day and weekend warrior at the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend. His 63 Corvette is one of 8 Pro Modifieds competing here today.
These are the Nitrous Outlaws, the men of Pro Modified. They are the quickest and fastest full-body cars on the drag strip. 200-mile-per-hour door slammers and 6-second elapsed times. The enormous popularity of these sleek, stylish, aerodynamic Berettas, Camaros, and Chevy shoeboxes are the hottest cars in all of drag racing. And the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend is the showcase for the new class called Pro Modified.
Hello again, everybody. This is John Lundberg, and we're coming to you from Edgewater Park near Cincinnati, Ohio, for the next event in the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend Series. With me is my sidekick, Johnny Moto. Johnny, neat things happening here this weekend. We understand that there's a new element injected in the shoebox category.
You bet, John. In addition to the 8 quickest door slammers in the country, we've got a pro show with Ford versus Chevy.
First, all the way from Lilburn, Georgia, a little town on the southern end of the state, comes Norm Wisner and the incredible Mega Ford. And debuting a brand new car here this weekend is Animal Jim Foyer, a brand new 1990 Pro, 13th pass down the quarter mile, already over 200 miles per hour, and it's blood time between those two Fords and the gathered Chevrolet. Stand by as Main Event Entertainment presents the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend.
For aerodynamic purposes, we started with a steel body but made all fiberglass molds for all the various pieces. The chassis is constructed from chrome moly tubing. It's basically a pro stock chassis with a funny car cage with some modifications for the pro mod modifications to the blown engine. We ultimately anticipate the car being capable of high 6-second ETs, speeds in the 200-mile-an-hour range. I put the passenger seat in the car so on occasion I can give my wife a short ride and helps her to understand why I spend so many nights out in the garage working on this thing. Hi, I'm Wayne Stump from St. Louis, Missouri. This is my brand new 1954 Studebaker, running full modified, powered by an aluminum T-Flex Chevrolet block, 510 cubic inch, blown and injected on alcohol.
Me and my crew, the Kamikaze Squad, they tell me either drive or they're out. So I have to drive to win, that is.
How'd you get the name Killer Brooks?
It wasn't from killing nobody. It was back in my hometown when I was bracket racing. It was more or less on, I was so wild of a driver that everybody called me Killer because I didn't let no race get away. That's why they called me Killer. Well, I run a first-class operation. My crew and winning and first class of everything. It's my performance on the track that speaks for itself. Let's show them what's happening.
We'll stay. Show them where it's at.
Let's
Where
do
we
it.
going this time?
Trying to go to 690 or 89.
689? All right. Got to do it. Do it. Know we can do it.
I have a two-stage system in my car, and there's two switches that operate it. I was so rushy in the car, thank God, that I went to flip both of the switches and hit one. The car stalled on me on the starting line. I consistently tried to switch the switch. When I looked up, the guy was in front of me. I had an accident 2 years ago. A guy crossed lanes, here at this same particular track. I stayed in that lane, I tore up my car. This time I decided to change lanes and give it gas. And I lucked out that time.
Main Event Entertainment presents drag racing as you've never seen before. And these are the Pro Modified. Pro Modified, 1,500 horsepower mountain motor door slammers. Speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour on the quarter-mile drag strip. 6-second elapsed time. Fast, furious, unpredictable. They are the newest rage in drag racing, and they're all here for the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend. In the #1 qualifying position, with a 7.31 second elapsed time for the quarter mile, from Knoxville, Tennessee, driving the soft seal 57 Chevy shoebox, Rob Vandergrift.
Vandergrift will be taking on the #8 qualifier, Wally Bell.
Driving the Lone Star Racing 1989 Chevrolet Camaro, it's Donnie Little, the #2 qualifier at 7.40 seconds for the quarter mile.
He'll be facing Kelvin Voss, the #7 qualifier, the Boston Roberts 1990 Beretta.
In the #3 spot from Ankeny, Iowa, Jeff Brazovich in the beautiful direct performance 1990 Chevy Beretta, qualifying time 7.46 seconds.
Brazovich faces the #6 qualifier, the Tom and Linda Jacobson 1962 Soft Seal Impala.
#4 qualifier, driving the Doug Williams owned 89 Camaro, Carl Bell at 7:51.
Bell will be facing Carl Moyer from Ankeny, Iowa in the 1963 split window Corvette.
The field is set and we're ready to drag race. Against the #5 qualifier.
Carl Bell coming out of the right lane. Carl Bell driving the Doug Williams 89 Camaro.
The car in the left-hand lane is Carl Moyer of Ankeny, Iowa, the wild 63 split-window Corvette. Now, the interesting point about these two cars, Johnny, is that they've qualified the closest together. In fact, their qualifying elapsed times are just 0.05 of a second apart, with Bell the quicker of the two at 7:51. So we've got a very, very good race coming up here for the first round, first heat of Pro Modified at the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend.
Carl Bell utilizing a 697 cubic inch Wayne County Chevrolet, while the Sonny Leonard prepared Chevy coming out of the left lane of Carl Moyer, 622 cubic inches.
Time. Here comes the Corvette, the winner. Corvette 763 winning elapsed time. Here come the next two cars.
It's a 1990 Beretta, 615 cubic inch Dalton Automotive Chevrolet prepared out of Charlotte, North Carolina, nitrous powered. Wally Bell definitely will have his hands full here as the Ohio Valley Street Cars machine will be coming out of the right lane.
Here comes the #1 qualifier in the program from Knoxville, Tennessee. Vandergrift, of course, a 622 cubic inch Eagle Racing prepared big block Chevrolet on nitrous oxide. His crew chief, Tony Smith, is here with him this weekend, as he is always. Let's see what happens now, ladies and gentlemen, as the #1 qualifier, Robbie Vandergrift in the soft seal 57 Chevrolet shoebox, the yellow 57 Chevrolet in the left lane, prepares to face Wally Bell, a 30-year drag racing veteran in his brand new Carl Chevrolet sponsored and Ohio Valley Street Parts equipped 1990 Chevrolet Beretta. We're ready to go. The two cars have moved into stage, ladies and gentlemen, and in just a moment, the yellow to green light circuit will be completed and the cars will be off to another sub 7.5 second pass down the quarter mile. We're out of the gate. The soft seal Chevrolet lead by a car length. Robbie Vandergrift off on another dynamite pass, 7:51 at 196.72 miles per hour. An unusual sound in pro-modified drag racing, that of a supercharger on alcohol. You're looking at Jeff Brozovich in his direct performance 1990 Chevrolet Beretta. Its burnout, John, is the soft seal 62 Impala of Tom Jacobson.
Tom Jacobson from Rolling Hills, California, in the 600 cubic inch Keith Black Chevrolet powered with nitrous oxide.
Right, and what Brozovich is trying to do with that short hop burnout, he's already laid down a guide path for the slicks as they leave the starting line, but the dry hops are to warm the clutch up. They're out of the gate. Impala in the lead. Impala in the lead in second gear. Will the blown Beretta be able to chase down the Chevy Impala? The winner is the Chevy Impala. Time 770, 191.45 miles per hour. We begin to see now what appears to be little puffs of steam coming out the top of the vehicle. The drivers are purging all possible oxygen out of their nitrous oxide injection systems, so that when they hit the button in mid-course, nothing but nitrous oxide enters those big block 600 cubic inch Chevrolet racing engines. We're now ready to accelerate from rest. Motors up, they're out, and it's Little taking the lead. Little with a bit of oil smoke coming from beneath his Chevrolet Camaro is still in the lead. Donnie Little goes 781 to win at 173.74.
I've been driving these cars for about 25 or 30 years, and I guess it's just in your blood. I've tried to quit 3 or 4 times, and somebody come by would lead me on a little bit, and here we are again. 1964 Comet was my first national event win. Hi, I'm Ronnie Sox. This is my 1990 version of the 1964 Comet. This is a new Pro Modified class. We run big engines and nitrous oxide. Pro Modified really has crowd appeal. I went to Darlington and watched them. I sat in the stands and watched them. The crowds really like these cars. It's not as much pressure on the driver. You don't have as much pressure as the Pro Stock guys do because they got so many big sponsors. And it's a fun car to drive. One thing that makes it exciting is you don't never know what's beside of you. It's liable to be a 1950 model against a 1989 model, a 1990 model. That's what makes it so exciting. This is the NOS system we're running in the car right now. We're just using one system. This thing is brand new to me. The 200-mile-an-hour run I ran a while ago was only the third quarter-mile run I've run with the car, so we're very pleased with it at this point. The thrill is still there, and I still enjoy it. So that's the reason I'm here. I just enjoy driving these cars. You get in there, put on that helmet, you forget all your problems because you got one beast here you got to look after.
I consider myself a competitor. I'm one of the guys, and they treat me like I'm one of them. It's a little difficult. You know, they say that these cars are harder to drive than a Top Fuel. I mean, I have between the clutch to leave the starting line, buttons to press for the nitrous oxide, and handling the car at the same time. It's a lot to do. I enjoy driving the car. I want to step up. I want to go faster. I want to be the first woman to run 200 miles an hour in a door slammer. I've gone 197 and change. I mean, I have another two more miles an hour to go. And I'm going to try very hard. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it.
Well, Johnny Moto, it looks like we're going to have a very, very interesting contest here as Carl Moyer is going to get ready to run down a quarter mile with one of the most exotic new pro-modified cars in existence today.
We've got the two streamlined supercars coming into the lanes right now. Animal Jim Foyer in the beautiful 1991 Probe, and he's going to be up against Carl Moyer in the 63 split-window Corvette.
In pro-modified, the Ford and Chevrolet Challenge never stopped. He's got a phenomenal racing history behind him. This brand new Ford Probe with a hot pink chassis on it is the wildest machine to date. Foyer, 13th time down the drag strip with a brand new car, has already gone over 200 miles per hour.
He didn't pull that car into the pits, John. He danced in. It was just this past Wednesday night, he hit that 200-mile-per-hour barrier. Now he's looking to break 7 seconds.
Carl Moyer, nice guy. Chevrolet dealer from Ankeny, Iowa, advertises himself as the world's fastest Chevrolet dealer, proving his mettle in drag racing battle against one of its most seasoned professionals, Animal Jim Foyer.
John, let's talk to Animal Jim and our in-car communicator.
Animal, this is Johnny, live at trackside. You came a long way to race the 63 split-window Corvette of Carl Moyer. Are you ready?
To beat Carl Moyer, we're going to try and put down the best run we ever have. We put a fresh 700-inch motor in this thing, and we're going to try and put him in the dirt.
Strong words from Animal Jim Foyer. Let's see what Carl Moyer is thinking right now.
Carl Moyer, Animal Jim says he's going to come at you like a wild animal. Says he's ready to blow your doors off, Carl. What do you think of that, Carl?
Well, first of all, I think we're going to have luck in our favor, and things are going to have to work right. And I think we've got, the car will do the job, and we've got plenty of power. Just everything has to go right.
What a drag race this is going to be.
They're going to pull all the stops out on this one, John. Well, you're already in the beams. Here comes Carl Moyer. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting start for these two awesome machines. Chevy versus Ford. Moyer out first. Fuhrer trying to get on by him. Moyer holding his own. Fuhrer getting wild. It's Carl Moyer, a 756 at 195.95 miles an hour, John. The best pass he's ever had. He needed it there.
Custom paint jobs, graphic designs, pinstriping, beautiful cars here at the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend. Nobody is more qualified to tell us what goes into these paint jobs than drag racing's premier artist, Kenny Youngblood.
Thanks, Bob.
Kenny, tell us what goes into start to completion on one of these paint jobs.
Well, let's take Carl Moyer's car here. The graphics on Carl Moyer's split-window Corvette Pro Modified, like many of the cars here, have been professionally designed, in this case by Larry Williams out of Chicago. The pink and lavender colors against the black make the car look real mean and nasty. And this long, low, horizontal line cutting right through the fender wells of the car accentuate the lowness in the machine. Nice job, Larry, on definitely the baddest-looking car in the pits.
Leading shoebox racers, Robbie Vandergriff and the soft seal 1957 Chevrolet, and all the way from the little town of Lilburn, Georgia, Norm Wisner and the thundering 57 Mega Ford.
John, we have Norm Wisner and his beautiful Mega Ford on the starting line with in-car communication.
Norm Wisner, can you hear us?
Yeah, John, I can hear you real good.
Norm, this has got to be the ultimate matchup. 57 Ford versus the 57 Chevrolet Vandergriff.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. You know, I built this car just because of Rob Vandergriff and that 57 Chevrolet. We're going to show this Chevrolet what the Ford Word is all about. Pretty hard when you're fighting against all these Chevrolets, but we think we got the muscle and the power to do it. We're just here to show them that we can.
Robbie, this is Johnny Moto looking back at you. Can you hear us?
Loud and clear, Johnny.
Any strategy you're going to use?
No, not really. We just got the car tuned up. The track's in pretty good shape. We're ready for it.
He may be better attuned to the track. We were talking a little bit earlier today about The reality that it's not the amount of horsepower that you have available, it's where you put it on the track and how you apply it in each different racing surface that makes a difference. And sure enough, Vandergrift gets the lead. Now Wisner's going to have to try to chase him down. Vandergrift's still out there with his Chevrolet. And Robbie Vandergrift cards a 733, 190.67 miles per hour. Wisner clocked a slightly slower lap time at 736.
here in the pits with Terry Leggett, owner and driver of this beautiful Ford Thunderbird he calls Looking Back. Terry, it must have been a really hard car to build.
Yeah, sir, it was. A whole lot more difficult than a new model type car. It really is. Sure is. The biggest change we probably made was lengthening the car. Everybody thinks it's lengthening in the front, but it's not. It's lengthening right through the driver compartment to help me more than anything else.
Why was it so hard to build?
Well, the driver compartment and just everything's so much different than the new model stuff. Where everything's located, the motor's set back originally in this car a lot different than new stuff. Just everything different. Original, 56 Thunderbird, that's what it was molded off of, and it just went from there. We kind of done a lot of cutting here and cutting there to make it the way we thought it really needed to be aerodynamically and stuff. But it's changed right much, but not all that drastically. It's all chrome moly tube chassis car and Lamb components all on the front end, Mark Williams stuff on the rear, and it turned out real nice, we think.
from the mountain-motored power plants that generate 1,500 horses to the low, sleek body lines of the most radical cars. The Pro-Modified nitrous door slammers have the fastest growing audience of fans to ever witness quarter-mile combat. Nitrous Outlaws, the Pro-Modifieds. What makes these racing machines rip the strip at over 200 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds? In 2 words, it's nitrous oxide. These are the nitrous outlaws of the drag strip. Outlawed by the NHRA, the Pro-Modifieds run wild at all IHRA national events and have become the prime allure of these races.
You know, John, I just love this rummage-a-brung class. You've got mountain motors, 700 cubic inches. You've got blown on alcohol. You got 2,400-pound machines, 6-second ETs, 200-mile-an-hour passes. Ho-ho!
That's what drag racing is all about, Johnny Moto. Take the biggest engine you can get, put it in the safest, lightest vehicle you can build, and come out to the drag strip and play Russian roulette on the quarter-mile with it. Johnny Moto, there's no doubt that Top Fuel and Funny Car has its place in the sport of drag racing. But Pro-Modified, it's the most explosive new class in the sport. It's got a dynamite future. You know, we can take a look at the front end of the Carl Moyer 1963 split-window Corvette and the narrow front end of Donnie Little's modified for Pro-Modified drag racing Chevrolet Camaro and really understand why the guys with the shoeboxes will be doing additional streamlining during the winter of 1990. They're obviously pushing a lot more air out there. And here come 2 prime examples, Johnny Moto, to the starting line of 1990's Pro-Modified drag racing. They move into the pre-stage beams, 7.5 inches away. The second yellow light will go on. They'll be staged. The motors will come up, and we'll have a drag race. First heat, second round, Pro-Modified at the Chevy All-Star Weekend. They're out of the gate. Pole shot. Boy, that new clutch works beautifully for Donnie Little. And it's a wire-to-wire victory for the Arkansas drag racer at 7.70 seconds, 177 miles per hour. Well, Johnny, as we go to the second round of the second heat here, we're going to find out who Donnie Little faces in the last round of drag racing. And sure enough, around from the staging area, that beautiful yellow 57 shoebox, Robbie Vandergriff in the Soft Seal Chevrolet. You know, this should be a very interesting contest, John. In the first round, Jacobson cut the low reaction time of anybody by almost a full 1/10 of a second with a 4:31 response to a 4:10.3. So Jacobson is definitely ready to do whatever it takes to win this contest. I guarantee you the friendship that has developed between these 2 guys, being sponsored by the same team, is just blown out the window. Vandergriff, the man who, as much as any other individual in this competition bracket, has made it world famous overnight.
Neither driver really changing any of their setups on their machine, so they feel that in the first round everything worked the way they wanted it to, and they feel that it's going to carry them to victory in this next round of competition.
The 2 cars move into stage. Soft Seal Chevrolets. One, a 1957 shoebox. The other, a classic 1962 Chevrolet Impala. Both powered by 600-plus cubic inch nitrous oxide injected big block Chevrolets. They're ready. Out of the chute they go. Vandergriff takes the whole shot. He's a car length in the lead. And Robbie Vandergriff off to another tremendous win at 7:43, 189.07.
John, the stage is set here at the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend. I don't think you could ask for a better pair of machines to come into the final, the number 1 and 2 qualifiers. Coming out of the right lane, the Lone Star Racing 89 Camaro, Donnie Little.
Robbie Vandergriff, the Soft Seal 57 Chevy shoebox, number 1 qualifier at 7:31. He's in the left lane. Donnie Little beat Robbie Vandergriff at Rockingham. He beat him last Wednesday night in a match race at Norwalk, Ohio. Robbie Vandergriff wants revenge here in the last round of this AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend. They're at the starting line. Pre-staging beams lit. Donnie Little, Mountain Home, Arkansas, 1989 Camaro. Robbie Vandergriff, 57 Chevrolet. They're out of the gate with Vandergriff in the lead. Garrett's Vandergrift, little breaks, and Robbie Vandergrift wins the AC Delco Chevy All-Star Weekend with yet another 741 clocking, this one with a top speed of 189.07.
Good race, Robbie.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Finally got you back.
Finally.
Jeez.
Robbie, 741, 189. Car ran strong all weekend.
Yeah, I was really tickled. You know, the sponsors, hometowns here, A&M South Seal, Gary Anderson, Dickinshire Millers, Trim Parts, all the employees came out today and supported us. We're really happy.
Donnie said before the race that he's had your number at Rockingham and Norwalk.
He did, huh? Well, I kind of returned that favor today.
You let that cat out of the bag.